All right, take two. This is Group 12's final project demo video. As you can see here, we have the timer 7-segment display, which is not yet on because there has not yet been set by our supervillain dashboard yet. 4 buttons in order to control each of those, and then a black button in order to switch between the 2 modes. But of course, this timer needs to actually be set, so jumping over to a separate computer connected by a web network interface, we have the supervillain dashboard, which can set the number of time down to minutes and seconds, a password and a false password called a kill word, in order to possibly trip Bond up, in his words. So we'll start the timer. It runs here at 5 minutes. And then this clock here will run in real time with the 2, 4:53, 2, 1, 0, so forth. Of course, I have to put in the correct password in order to stop the world from ending, or whichever it is Bond needs to fix today. So, pressing the black button to go into code mode. Here is the passcode that Bond is going to be inputting here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so each of those will increase those by 1. But this is the correct password, so we're going to submit. And so Bond gets to live because he put in the correct one. So jumping to the pie here, you get to put in 4 characters. D for Bond. And so, because he put in his time, he gets to be added to the high score leaderboard here. Of course, what happens if you put in the wrong password? So starting the timer again at the 5-minute mark again. The right password is 1111, but what if we put in 1112? Well, that's the wrong password, and so from our 5 minutes, we lose a minute. And so that's the wrong password. And of course, what happens if we put in the false password, 222? That is the kill word, so Bond, having failed his mission, is dead. You would also get this if the timer elapsed, but I don't think you want to sit here for 5 minutes or whatever it is we decide to set the timer to. So, starting it one more time, of course, because James Bond normally doesn't put in a password. No, it's far more flashy. He pulls out a random wire or cuts a random wire. We're not going to cut your wires, Laugh. I feel like that you might be unhappy with that, so instead, we're going to pull this wire here from the breadboard. And so James Bond gets to live another day as he pulled the correct wire out and disarmed the bomb. But of course, what happens if James Bond is too lazy to go anywhere? Screw that noise.
High score.
Oh yeah, of course, I gotta put in the high score first. We'll get to that in a second. James. There you go. He's on the high score. So, of course, what happens if James Bond is too lazy to leave Europe or England or his house? Well, he doesn't need to do anything. The days of James Bond are over because we can do all of this from a separate computer. Here we have the hacker dashboard where you can see everything else happening. Here's the timer expiring. So of course, you know, James Bond, no need for you to be so rushed, James. Let's just add, 10 or so minutes. We can add however many minutes we want. If we can take time away too. But, we're pretty bored. You know what, James? You don't even need to come into the office today. We're just going to win. So, of course, this also shows up on here. But on the original here, because we had negative time, you're a dirty, dirty cheater. It gives you 9999 because cheaters never prosper. But, of course, if I were just to hit the win button, I would put on with the correct score. Maybe I can actually beat Ashwin. Doubtful. But let's see if I can try. All right, 3... No! Damn it, no! I'm not going to beat him, unfortunately. But as you can see, we do have 2 computers hooked up to this network with 2 separate web network interfaces and a countdown clock. This has been Group 12. Have a good day, Professor Lyle.